Holding space is about showing up authentically and creating safety in the moments that matter most. From parenting littles to navigating friendships and partnerships, I reframe tantrums, conflicts, and messy feelings as invitations to connection. I'm Julia Clark, a psychotherapist and play therapist with over 30 years of experience walking alongside children, families, and the people who care for them. Each episode explores the building blocks of emotional literacy, co-regulation, and boundaries, while honoring the intergenerational stories we carry within. Blending science with lived wisdom, I believe growth is playful, healing is possible, and we are all learning together. Hi, I'm Julia, and together we're holding space. Today, we're closing out our 9-part series, Behavior as Nervous System Language, by returning to the heart of it all. Across these episodes, we've been practicing 3 essential skills. Decode, seeing behavior as a message. Attune, meeting the nervous system where it is. And respond, shifting the moment through safety and connection. And nowhere is this more true than here, in this final episode on listening beneath the behavior. Because behavior is never random. It is memory in motion. Bessel Kolk's work remind us that the body keeps the score, which means children don't store experiences in words. They store them in patterns, sensations, impulses, and behaviors that surface long after the moment is past. Every behavior holds a story. Bessel Kolk, when experience lives in the body. Kolk teaches that experiences, particularly overwhelming ones, don't land first in language. They land in the body. In muscle tension, breath patterns, avoidance, outbursts, shutdown, hypervigilance, clinging, or collapse. These patterns become the behavior we see, and this is where our 3-part process began. Decode. What is this behavior communicating? What memory or unmet need might it hold? Attune. How can I meet this nervous system with safety? What does their body need right now? Respond. What action supports regulation and connection rather than reactivity or shame? This decode, attune, respond arc became the spine of this entire 9-set series. A look back at the 9 episodes through this lens. Across the series, we practiced decoding, attuning, and responding to so many different behavioral patterns. Episode 38 was on selective hearing. We learned to decode auditory shutdown as dysregulation, attune through tone and closeness, and respond by offering safety before instruction. Episode 39 was about defiance. We decoded defiance as agency protection, attuned to the child's need for autonomy, and responded by sharing power instead of escalating. Episode 40 was about clinginess. We decoded proximity seeking as an attachment need, attuned through warmth and presence, and responded with connection that strengthens independence. Episode 41 reviewed sibling rivalry. We decoded rivalry as emotional integration, attuned to the mix of love and envy, and responded with validation and boundaries. Episode 42, the ignore me response. We decoded withdrawal as false self-protection. We attuned through gentleness and non-intrusive support, and responded by inviting, not forcing, connection. Episode 43 was You Don't Love Me. We decoded attachment protest as a safety check, attuned to the underlying fear, and responded with reassurance and repair. Episode 44 was about manipulative behaviors. We decoded adaptation beneath performance. We attuned to the protective strategy and responded by reinforcing direct, safe connection. Episode 45 was the freeze response. We decoded freeze as a stalled, stressed cycle. We attuned to the child's stillness, pace, and silence, and responded through play, movement, and co-regulation. Each episode held a different behavior, but the process remained the same. Decode the message, attune to the nervous system, respond with connection. How behavior becomes body memory. Kolk reminds us that children don't misbehave, they remember. They remember a feeling of overwhelm through a meltdown. They remember a moment of shame through withdrawal. They remember a rupture through protest. They remember a lack of safety through freeze. They remember longing through clinginess. They remember inconsistent connection through manipulative adaptation. They remember competition for closeness through rivalry. They remember not being heard through defiance. Behavior is the body trying again to complete what it couldn't complete before. Our work is to see it, decode it, attune to it, respond to it. How do we listen beneath behavior? Listening beneath the behavior means asking, decode, what is the body trying to tell me? Attune, what does this nervous system need right now? Slowness, closeness, space, warmth, play? Respond, how can I meet this moment with connection and safety instead of fear or frustration? This is how behavior changes, not through force, but through felt security. If this sounds familiar, if your child's behavior feels unpredictable, confusing, or impossible to make sense of, here's how the decode, attune, respond framework might help you begin to understand what's happening underneath. You might notice that their shutdowns happen after moments of sensory overload, not just tuning you out. Or their meltdowns show up during transitions or changes, echoing stress cycles their body hasn't yet fully integrated. Or what looks like manipulation may actually be a fear of losing connection, a child adapting to stay close. Or their clinginess could be proximity seeking, the nervous system reaching for its anchor. Or their freeze moments may be signs of unresolved overwhelm, not refusal or defiance. When you begin to decode these patterns with curiosity instead of frustration, you can start to attune to what their nervous system needs. Slowing down, offering warmth, reducing pressure, or creating moments of playful safety. And from there, you can respond in a way that leaves your child feeling understood instead of corrected. As safety returns, connection strengthens, behavior softens, because their nervous system feels seen, not judged. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale. Exhale. As we close this series, I invite you to reflect. Decode. What is this behavior communicating? Attune. How can I meet this nervous system with presence, curiosity, and compassion? And respond. What connection-based action will help restore safety? Behavior is a doorway, a clue, a whisper from the nervous system. I'm trying to tell you something the only way my body knows how. When we listen beneath behavior, we stop managing children and start understanding them. And that changes everything. This has been part of our Holding Space series, where we learn to see behavior through the lens of the nervous system and meet it with compassion, curiosity, and connection. Thank you for being here and for holding space with me. If the content of this podcast really resonated with you and you'd like to go even deeper, I'd love to invite you to step into this work more fully. Beyond the podcast, there are many ways that we can connect. Individual therapy for your child, parent coaching or support for yourself, and deeper I Am sessions that explore intergenerational patterns. Additionally, I also offer webinar workshops and weekend retreats for parents, classes, intensive trainings and supervision for therapists, and large group presentations for educators or school presentations. Each are designed to help us hold space for the next generation of children in safe, attuned, and meaningful ways. You can learn more and explore what fits best for you at clarity.family.